You guys want some fire-resistant plants? I got some fire-resistant plants for you. They're called agave. They're from Mexico. And there's some right here. And I am in the beautiful Silverado Country Club making a whole bunch of videos on fire. And what happens to plants after a fire? Definitely pine trees. Yeah, bad idea. Oak trees, better idea. I took a video on an oak. I'm not going to talk about that. Look that one up. It's previous to this video. Do you believe me? There was really a fire here. However, if you plant yourself some agave, and here we have some agave americana, just super big, bad donkey plant right here. Look at how pretty that is against the blue sky. Totally frame it up. Look at that. Whoosh. And we all know what kind of beautiful flowers they get. Even in death, these flowers are beautiful. Plant is on a carpet. It'll just flower and die. But before it does, it'll send out lots of little babies like it did here. And even after that one's dead, it's such a wonderful roost for all of your different birds. They love it. But back to our fire ecology, you got agave americana there. It's the most common agave. It's a fantastic plant. Makes these really interesting patterns of on its foliage from the previous leaves. And then there's the variety. There's several varieties of americana that are variegated. Here's one here, really pretty. And here's another one here. You can see how beautiful the light hits it and lights up the stripes. So pretty. So this person here went agave crazy before it was cool to plant agaves. How I discovered, I always thought agaves were cool, but once I went to the Phoenix Botanical Garden and I saw they had 80 different varieties. I did this back in 1990. I was like, oh my God, agaves. These plants need to get out. These plants need to be popular. And then I'm always ahead of my time because they didn't get popular for another 20 years. But anyway, so we've got some agaves that are all burned up out here. Hello, you like agaves?
Oh yeah.
Aren't they pretty?
Yeah, they are.
Perfect thing to plant if you're gonna have a fire.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone agrees, agaves are great. And look how drought tolerant they are. You got yourself a crack. I got a plant for you. Agave. This one looks like just the regular Americana. It's probably the most vigorous. So, let's see. What else? Okay, so look, you got an oleander here, totally incinerated. You've got, you can see it, there's, imagine trying to, have, where's the water coming from? All these rocks right here. It's all rocky. There's hardly any soil. So this is why this person probably planted agaves. He couldn't plant anything else. This is a house up here somewhere, probably burned down. But let's see if we can find anything else up here. I think I got some yucca that made it. Look, these plants don't care at all. Just come up from the charred earth. And yeah, the yuccas. Let's see what happened to the yuccas. Looks like the yuccas actually did burn. And however, they're all coming back. Here, look at this. There's a crassula. That's what happens to crassula after a fire. So, succulents are so wonderful for fire retardants because look, there's not much to burn there. It's all water. But here's what happened to a yucca. Top burned off, and but the bottom didn't. And then it just sprouts back from the roots. So no problem in there. And it's like the bamboo is coming back. Here, all the little yuccas are coming back. But what's nice about this landscape is that, no one does any maintenance here at all. And no one waters it. So as you can see, the plants are totally fine with that condition, even with all these rocks everywhere. But point being that, California loves to burn. Here's an olive. Here's an olive here. So olive, like a lot of California native plants, basically from the same ecosystem type, Mediterranean where there's fires, it's adapted to sprout back at the base after a fire, and the top will just crack off and be done. And the top actually acts as a nice little shade structure to give the sprouts on the bottom a chance to grow, as sheltered from the sun a little bit. So that's what happens to olive trees. And again, the oleander tree, well, olive's native to the Mediterranean. The oleanders are native to Algeria, Middle East, and same thing happens to them. They sprout at the bottom after a fire. And so now you know what happens after a fire, and what plants to plant if you want to have a fire break or just want to have some plants to look at while you build your house again because your house burned down. You want some pretty landscaping that'll be pretty for your construction crew for 2 years. Or you can have a fire resistant house too. So there you go. Go with agave.